I like the puppy, show me the puppy, I want to stroke the puppy. You're going nowhere fucking near the puppy. Terrifying. Imagine having a South African boyfriend, how terrifying that must be for a lady. I'm about to ejaculate, fucking brace yourself. It just could be the worst thing in the van. You have shiny hair, get in the van. Okay, now, I said we had 2 acts in this section. We've got an extra act now, an extra act. Excellent. Just doing a short set for us. Mr. Sean Patrick is here. So on the count of 3, let's make him welcome Comedy Store. 1, 2, 3, go! Mr. Sean Patrick.
Some people call me the Space Cowboy. Some call me the Gangster of Love. Between you and me, I think they're taking the piss. Have we got any clinically obese Chinese Geordies in tonight? Never get to use that material. Newcastle, of course, home to an enormous Chinese community. In fact, apart from Smith, the second most common surname in the city is the Cantonese name Yi, which is spelt Y-I. Simmer down. I know what you're thinking. Some of you are looking at me and thinking, I bet he used to be clinically obese. And it's funny you should think that, because I used to be clinically obese, but now I'm on a seahorse diet. When I see horses, I eat them. And I've lost a lot of weight because horses are actually very difficult to catch. And also there aren't many horses in South East London, especially now I've started eating them. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you tonight determined to make it as a stand-up comedian or die trying. Admittedly, at the moment, second option is looking more likely. I work hard at it. I come here to see top comedians perform, trying to get a bit more charisma and stage presence. Some of these top comedians, you know, your McIntyres, your Pam Ayres, that so much charisma, they just walk on stage and they can lift one hand in the air like this and wave, and the entire room erupts into laughter. Still working on that one. I think my problem is I'm more comfortable with facts. I know all sorts of facts about all sorts of things. For example, you're probably aware you're never more than 6 feet away from a rat. And I think that, more than anything, is what's always put me off skydiving. Another fact you may not be familiar with. Another fact you may not be familiar with. If you were to collect up every single receipt issued on Oxford Street on a single Saturday afternoon, if you collected them all up and lay them all end to end, you'd be sectioned under the Mental Health Act. But I think part of my problem is I don't tell enough jokes. So strap in. What's the difference between catching your neighbours having sex and catching your neighbours having a threesome? My ex-wife. As I now call her, my new neighbour. I've actually told my mother that my ex is dead. It seemed to make things simpler somehow. And also I thought, if ever we get back together, what a lovely surprise for both of them. Currently staying at a friend's house on his sofa bed. Is that her? Staying at my friend's house on a sofa bed. It's one of those old-fashioned sofa beds where it's a sofa and then you turn it into a bed by throwing a quilt on it. I'll be honest with you, I'm not very good with ladies. I never know what to say. Quite often I'll see a pretty lady, far too pretty for me, and a voice in my head will say, ask her out, Sean. What have you got to lose? And the answer is always the same. Hope. Of course, I don't make things easy for myself because I'm quite choosy about my ladies. I like my women how I like my whiskey. Teachers. Preferably called Glenn something or other. So, I'm working on a new chat-up line, which I'd like to practice tonight. You'll do. How much does a polar bear weigh? 400 kilos. Will you go out with me? Put you down as a maybe. Before I leave, and I will leave when I'm ready, I'd just like to share with you a couple of sayings or mottos, really, that have seen me through some of the tough times in life. First one, this is for any single men. This is a piece of advice my grandfather gave me when I was a boy. He used to say, Sean, women are like buses. Very difficult to get on if you've got a pushchair with you. Next one, quite simply the immortal words of the great Tupac, not to be sold separately. And I'll leave you with this. It's more of a warning, really, because they say, don't they, if you love someone, let them go. But apparently that doesn't apply to mountaineering accidents. My name's Sean Patrick. Thank you for having me. Good night.
Sean Patrick, kids, yes. What I didn't tell you, Sean's doing what we call our open spot, where we get acts we haven't used before they come down. They don't get paid, they just try out for us to see if we like them. Did we like him? Yeah. Should we get him back sometime? Yeah. There you go, a new star could be made. Fantastic. So that was, oh, you're right there, fella. I feel really guilty. What are you drinking? I'll get you a drink. What are you drinking? He's looking at me like, what? Is it going to be like a...